Hi there, I'm Chris Baseford, and I'm going to show you a quick tip on how to tune vocals using AutoTune. 90% of what I do, if you can hear the tuning, then you're doing it wrong. So today I'm going to show you a few tools that you can go in and fine-tune the way that the actual tuning is happening to where it's a little bit more transparent and ultimately will hopefully lead to music sounding a little bit more natural. I'm working in Pro Tools here. I've got a session just with a bunch of vocal tracks and acoustic guitar as a guide track. So I'll play a little piece for you here.
I don't care what they say, I'm in love with you.
So the vocal sounds pretty good, but there's just a few little tuning issues. So I'm going to go in and tune this vocal a little bit. So the first thing that I do is I create two new mono audio tracks. I name one of them Auto and the other one Tune. Go to the mix page. I route the output from the auto track to a bus 1 in this instance, and then the input for the tune track, bus 1. So basically what I'm doing is I'm bouncing whatever's on auto onto tune. And I solo safe that one, put it on input and record, and then I pull up the AutoTune Evo. And I use Antares. I've heard from several people that Antares just works better for whatever reason than the TDM. For you on LE and native systems, that won't be an issue for you, but I'm going to switch to the graph mode, and then I'm going to go to my page here. And what I do is I take the piece that I'm going to tune, and I copy it down to the auto track. And I'm just going to mute it.
I don't care what they say.
So right now I'm hearing what I just pasted through my AutoTune chain. So now I'm going to go through and I'm going to use the track button down here and I'm going to track this.
I don't care what they say, I'm in love with you. They try to pull me away.
Okay, so I just tracked that. Now AutoTune goes in and graphs it. Cool little thing with the newer AutoTune is you can actually resize the window, and I'm going to go through and I'm just going to select the magnifying glass and zoom in a little bit. So as you can see, it's actually not that bad. There's just a few little spots here that are a little pitchy, a little sharp or flat, but it's consistent. It's not like he's all over the place. So when I play the track back,
I don't care what they say, I'm in love with you.
there's a few spots that are sharp. Now with the AutoTune Evo, there's a couple tools you can use. The first tool is just the note tool, where you can just go in and just draw notes like this. Now that's kind of that's the jackhammer of the tools
I don't care what they say.
that you can go in and do and grab the spots.
I don't care what they say, I'm in love with you.
Let me go in and just do this one for you, show you what this all sounds like here.
I don't care what they say, I'm in love with you.
Let's grab that one too.
I don't care what they say, I'm in love with you.
So that makes a big difference right off the bat. If you want to get a little fancier with the whole thing, you can do something called make curve. And what that does, you can either select the section that you want and hit this little button down here, make curve, and it actually basically traces the note, the existing note. And what you can do is you can just move this up and down based off of where you want to put the note. So I'm actually going to leave that one where it's at. I'm going to work on the one right after it here. I'm going to work on this one. So I'm going to select it, make curve, and then I'm just going to pull that down so that it's centered.
I don't care what they say. I don't care what they
So the care what they is definitely
I don't care what they
the care is more in tune now. So that would be how I would deal with that. I'd probably deal with this the same way. This I'm going to select a little bit less of the waveform and just center it a little bit.
I don't care what they say.
Okay, now this is where you get a little fancier. So when you go in and you make the curve, I already showed you how you can move it up and down. You can also just select one side of it and just kind of pull the note kind of like that. And it just kind of evens out that vibrato a little bit, and then I'll bring that whole thing up.
I don't care what they say, I'm in love.
And then this guy you can draw the note on. This guy you can draw the note on.
I don't care what they say, I'm in love with you.
Let's do that one there too.
I don't care what they say, I'm in love with you.
Let's make the curve on this one. Bring that down.
I don't care what they say, I'm in love with you.
Now once you have the tuning the way that you want, you now have to commit that. You need to record it onto the track below, and that's what the tune track is. So because I'm already record enabled, hit record.
I don't care what they say, I'm in love with you.
And now this section is tuned. And now what you can do is you can just click and drag, drop that onto your regular track here, mute the tuning and the auto-tune tracks, open up your original track.
I don't care what they say, I'm in love with you.
And now it's in tune. So you can use any one of those tools to get it the way that you want. I use a combination of a bunch of different things. You can play around how you want to do it. There's a bunch of different ways to use AutoTune. If you can get it to where you can't really hear what the tuning's doing, other than the fact that it's in tune, then that means you're doing it right.